She ain't fit to my liking. She ain't even fit to. Hey, excuse me, Queen. I'm talking to this woman right here. Well, I could look anyway. I could look anyway. I could look any way I want to. You know. But yeah, can y'all give her balloon back though?
She don't want it.
Yeah. Do you want your balloon back, Queen? We're not talking to you, sweetheart.
Okay.
You already been. I already let you know. I'm not interested in. You got more hair on your arms than me, baby. But anyways.
Okay, so he's saying get your balloon back, but how you feeling him?
I'm not gonna give my balloon back.
Okay.
All right, no problem. So we do still have 2 balloons.
Yes.
Do we still have 2 balloons?
No.
Okay, let's go over here. I saw you hesitate. That's why I had to ask. So if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally, I was not going to pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not going to sit in every girl's face and, complimenting them, So I didn't find that offensive to me. But when they started what was going on, I'm very, I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's going to always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon, because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me, and you a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm going to get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute. You need to relax. You stocky as hell. And I was trying to be respectful, but you was really coming out I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle a lot of criticism and stuff like that, but the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
So what you do
I live downtown. I stay by myself, Queen. And you're not even qualified to be even dealing with me.
You say everybody not qualified.
You definitely not. If anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
and
ain't
the one
my
that
type.
You wanted popped
if I seen,
there it is. There it is.
So, Mr. Aaron, such a controversy with this new show. People are supposed to be there to find love, and this got hot and heated over here. And a lot of people think there was some insults, dished out, but the show sets up for that kind of controversy. And I don't really think he was insulting the women. I think he was just insulted by the young lady in the blue dress, but I don't think he initially started out insulting the women. I think what happened was, and even with her, as you notice, he kept trying to call her queen, kept trying to, go to take the high road. And he just said, you don't qualify. And that was his way of kind of just, not saying anything nasty. But as we noticed, the girl in the red dress continued to pursue conversation with him, even when it wasn't her time to talk. She had her time to talk. He said what he needed to say. He moved on to look at the ladies who did want to choose him. And she continued to address him. And so the girl in the blue, she was offended by him addressing the girl in the red, but she didn't think that woman should have stopped. You had your opportunity to talk, and after he finished talking to you, you should have just shut it down. It was no reason for her to keep putting her input to everything everybody else when he was talking to all the other ladies. But apparently she felt some kind of way about him saying she had hair on her arms. I mean, it's a preference. A lot of men don't like hair in a lot of places, but that's just a preference for a man. He has the right to say, I'm not interested in a hairy woman, but she just kept on trying to engage throughout all the other conversations. And I just felt like she was doing too much. And in doing too much, the girl in the blue followed suit and decides she gonna be the checker. I'm so bad. I look so good. I'ma check you. The rest of them couldn't check you. I'ma check you. You look like a Ninja Turtle. You look this way. You look this way. But why you held your balloon so long? And then in return, you say you only pop your balloon because of the exchange he was having with the girl in the red dress. When as a woman, you should have felt like she should have been quiet at a certain time. Baby, you had your opportunity and it didn't work for you and he wasn't checking for you. So now he over here talking to us. But instead of taking that role in it. She decided to go follow suit and be the one that, put him in check for everybody else. Like, she was qualified to call a man a Ninja Turtle, say he don't look that good, talk about his body. But you kept your balloon one of the longest one. You almost ended up with the last one with a balloon. And you knew he wasn't going to choose you because he kept saying, I like the girl in the pink and I like the girl in the black. So he wasn't even checking for her anyway, and I think that's why she popped her balloon.
Well, first of all, the girl in the red dress, the one that the dress don't fit her. Her body just don't feel out the dress at all. And, that's probably why the dude was looking her up and down. And while looking her up and down, she's over here grandstanding, talking about keep your eyes up. My face is not down there, and all that kind of foolishness. Well, there ain't much to look at. I hate to tell you. I'm not saying you're not an attractive woman, but that dress don't fit you at all. It's not hitting your ass nowhere, period. And she wants to grandstand for everybody because she thinks she's above this guy. He's a very unique looking cat. That's why he got so much interest on the internet. That's just how it is. He's a very he kind of favors Mike Tyson a little bit to me. Look, he has that Mike Tyson-ish type of look. I'm not saying that he's identical or nothing like that, but he does, and I think that's and the young lady thinks that she's above him and he's beneath her, and so she wanted to do a little grandstand and she picked the time to do it. Now, I have seen a lot of people online going in on this fella, going in hard on, heavy on him, heavy.
Exes coming out the woodwork to talk about his character and say what kind of boyfriend. Wait a minute, that really pissed me off, because the bottom line, you were not checking for this man. You wasn't concerned about what he was doing. That's why he was moving on, going on a show for dating site. And now that he's become somewhat of an internet sensation, here all the exes want to come out and tell their stories. They want to come out and say something about the man I read somewhere, saw somewhere where maybe he had been in prison or whatever. Man, what does all of that have to do with the show? All this happened on this show. Like, everybody has a past. Everybody has done something. Nobody is perfect. But the bottom line, none of that has to do with his present. And the present scenario here is about those women on this show and a panel on this show and how they interacted with him, not his exes coming out and saying all these negative things or whatever. Honey, if you move past him, why are you on the internet trying to get clout? Why are you chasing? If you moved on, I had to move out of the city where he was and he had a track on my car and all this. Okay, if a person was that bad, why are you even revealing anything? Why would you look like, to me, you would want to stay silent and away from him, not put yourself out on the forefront to tell a story that's irrelevant to what's going on. You didn't get him fired from his job like they say. You wasn't on the show with him. Clearly, he had moved on past you. So why I hate when people want to go back and dredge up somebody's past when it's the present that we're talking about. We're talking about what happened to him right now. He had some interaction with these women here, which the show sets him up for those connotations by asking, why don't you? It's not good enough just to say, I don't like her, she's not my type. The girl is the host is going to turn around and say, why is she not your type? And when somebody says, why you're not my type, then everybody want to get upset or get in their feelings when somebody is saying, you're not my type. Just as he had to spin that corner and they were able to look at him, not even talk to him, and start popping a balloon, which meant he wasn't their type. So he was already at a disadvantage when he walked out. And these women are losing their minds and saying all these negative things about this man when all he did was follow suit with what the show was asking. Why is she not your type? Why is she not your type? Why is she not your type? He answered the question.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, the ex-girlfriend, I don't know why she come popping her head up out of the woodworks. I mean, why should we believe what you're saying and not, why should we believe anything you're saying? It could be true. It could not be true. But if he was that bad of a man, why didn't you call the police? If he was doing all this, why didn't you file a harassment? So a lot of the time, man, these exes, a lot of women just claim abuse and all this and stuff, man, and it's almost like the crying wolf, because there's women out here really getting abused. They really go through a lot of stuff in relationships that's really bad. But it's a lot of people out here claiming shit that ain't even happening, man. Claiming things that's not even happening. And so the man is on the show, and you up here digging up his background, you popping up on the show. We got podcasters over here, making a mockery of the dude. I think he had like a GoFundMe page, man. It got a lot of little decent amount of cash, man. And they talking about, well, I wanted to show, the guy said he had got fired because people kept calling his job harassing and reporting whatever to his job. I don't know what the hell. He said a lot of phone calls was coming. So whoever he was working for, they decided to let him go. And they said, well, that never happened. Well, you don't know if it did or didn't happen unless he said it didn't happen. But or as far as I see, he ain't said it, man. He could have been working for an independent contractor and went in. The dude said, man, you can't work for me no more. Then he would have been fired. And anyway, why the hell you even worried about that for in the first place? Black people always got a bad habit of watching people money, man. We watch all the wrong people's money. Like, damn, if the man said he got fired and you want to help him out, then help him out. Now, I ain't with scams or nothing, but damn, I ain't finna be, every time you look around, man, you can get 10 funky dollars. Somebody want to know where you got it from, especially if you black. And I think that's more of a man, that's just a lot of femininity, especially coming from the men, especially coming from the men.
And then to add injury to insult, he ends up choosing a young lady in the black. And prior to this, there was a guy on the show before him who came out with some dreads on. She goes when the show ends and then give that guy her phone number. So in front of him, and he had the receipts to prove that she did it. And my thing is, if you wasn't interested, you didn't want the man, why do that? And then send a text later to say she love him and all this. Girl, please, you ain't know the man well enough to love him. But it just goes to show to the links that people will do. And I heard he made some t-shirts with the little slogan he said on the show when he kept saying you don't qualify, and so he made some t-shirts and she asked him for some of the money of the t-shirt sales, just constantly insulting him and taking him as a joke. And the man said, listen, he said that made it very clear, when I'm with a woman, I'm only with her. I don't want to be out there messing around or being with other women, but I also want a woman who's going to treat me with that same type of respect. I don't want a woman who's disrespectful. And to take another guy's number and put it into your cell phone right there in front of the dude, when you had an option to choose that guy, it's totally disrespectful. And a lot of these ladies was being disrespectful to him. The girl in the blue was totally disrespectful. After she popped her balloon and say she popped it, and her reason, why was it necessary for her to call a man a Ninja Turtle and you're fat and you don't look that good? Just all kinds of stuff. Like, why?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of opportunity, because to me, man, it just be me. This type of show is a type of show that is based around what's wrong with the person. 95% of the show is based around finding something wrong with the person. That's what it is. It's calling out something negative towards the person. They too short, or what they're wearing. You look like a Ninja Turtle, or blah blah blah. But it's not centered around a balance of, okay, I'm actually looking for because, man, listen, we don't go around meeting people. If we looking at people on the street, we don't basically go around trying to find what's wrong with somebody to be attracted to. We're looking mostly what's right with them in order for us to determine if they are suitable for us to maybe make an initial approach or something of that caliber. We don't go around saying, and I mean, maybe some people do, but man, you ain't gonna get very far doing that. Most people don't. That's not normal for somebody that's interested in meeting somebody.
Well, I think the issue with that is because they know that they have several options. So the show already says it's going to be several men coming out, depending on who's walking out or who's on the panel. So vice versa. If men are on the panel, there are going to be several women. I even watched an episode where a woman said, you know, you cool and everything, and I think you're a nice guy, but I just want to wait to see what the other choices are. like this meat market. I will wait to see what my other options are.
Well, I tell you, this is a better example. If you ever been on a dating site, you don't sit there and look at the people that you don't like. You just flow past them and you stop on the person that you do like, because they're the things that you see that you like. But this is kind of the opposite. You're focusing on more of what you don't like in the person. And mainly it's just to generate an emotion from the audience to say, oh, look at this, look at that, look at this. What about that? And that's what this is really about to me, man. That's what I get out of it.
And another thing I find that the women can be very, very weak-minded, some of them, and not all of them. And they're probably not going to like that I said this, but I don't care. Like when that person is speaking to the next person and doing something, me, myself, I always pride myself in that I'm different. I'm unique. So the reaction that you get from a man ain't gonna be the same reaction that I'm gonna get from a man. So why are you judging how this man will operate with you when you're seeing him interact with them? You know, it may be something about that particular woman, that energy, that vibe that, you know, just don't work for him. But he could get to you, and I've seen that happen. Some of the girls, they think the guy wouldn't even like them. I mean, he get to you and say, I wish you wouldn't have popped your balloon because, yeah, you're somebody that I really did like. But why did you pop? Well, I heard what you said to her. So because you said that to her, I figured you wouldn't like me. Really? Really? Where's your self-esteem? Where's your, you know, like, come on. That's all you think about yourself, man. This is a show to me. If your confidence level is low, you ain't got no business being there. I've seen an episode where one girl, she was the first girl in line. She walked off. They didn't know she walked off. She just left. That's how poor her confidence level was.
I'll tell you another thing too. This will remind me. You ever been around? You ever had some friends, or maybe not? But I've seen this in a lot of my female friends in their group. They got the one that's not that very attractive, but when they go places, every now and then a guy will come over and introduce himself to her, but she turns the guy down, knowing that that's somebody she probably would have talked to, but she rejects him just because she wants to make it look like she has options and she can go, well, he's this, he's that. And you looking at her like, okay, I don't see nobody else coming over here trying to talk to you at all.
I know that's right.
So that's what this remind me of. Some of these women, you know, they're not bad looking women at all. But you know, I think they have a motive of, okay, you know, I'm going to make myself look better or try to make myself look like something that I'm not by just going through this rejection thing. Like, okay, I'm better than him, so I'll just reject it. Or I can find something better. I'll just reject it. Or look, and I think that's what it's about, man. I really do. I really do. I don't honestly think these women, or most of the women, are here to really find anybody. It's most publicity stunts anyway.
Well, I think the show kind of sets the women up to where the confidence that they went in with, they lose, because see, you're going into this show, and when you arrive, now you see the competition, and it is competition because basically you're now being measured to all the other women that are around you. That's exactly what happened, or vice versa. You're being judged by the other men that are around you, because that person has to come out and choose you too. Even if you choose and save your balloon for them, they still have the option to choose. I've seen one way all the women kept their balloons. So now the man was in control to choose the women that he liked. So now you're in competition. So it's a competition. You're in competition. And so when you put on that perfect dress, you did your makeup, you got out there and you thought you was bad and you was ready to go find love, and you got there and you saw your competition. And I think that's where a lot of them get lost at. And so it's almost like, well, I think I look better than her. So if she ain't taking him, I ain't taking him either. I'm not going to look like, I'm the weak one. Sort of like what you were saying. And that's what it does. It puts them in competition with each other for the man. And a lot of them probably